Hi guys, it's Ben and Charlotte. We're back again. Got some of my kids' favorite books here for story time. Um, First off, we got illustrated fairy tales. As you can see, this is not a little book, and it's also not cardboard pages. These are real pages. This is a big book. It's cool because it's individual fairy tales that go through, and so it actually does work for story time because there's smaller stories all throughout. As you can see, we're about halfway through. So kids love it. Just all sorts of different stories, and it's nice. It's got cool stuff in there, all sorts of cool pictures. Next, this is one of my 2-year-old's favorites. This is Baby's very first Slide and See Zoo. They have a lot of books like this, a lot of these Slide and Sees. Again, little kids love it because they just they get to put their finger in there and whee, slide the monkey around. Just all sorts of cool stuff. The elephant trunk. It's fun. If your little kid is like mine and they love making different animal noises, this is a fun book because they just get to sit there and make all sorts of different animal noises. And honestly, I kind of enjoy doing that myself too. So this one is I Want to Be a Lion Tamer. Again, there's other books like this. This one's just one of ours. This is one of my kids' favorites. I don't know if you can tell. It's pretty beat up. It has definitely gotten its use. Good news is Usborne has a 50% replacement policy. You can contact Leslie about that if you need to. So this one just goes through, and again, it's kind of, it's for boys and girls, so you don't really have to, worry about it, and it's interesting for both ages, for younger kids and little kids and everything. So yeah, pretty cool. And then we have another one of these, big book of little stories. Once again, very, very thick book. If you don't have a lot of space, we have books everywhere here. We have baskets and bookshelves and this and that all throughout the house. But if you don't want that, if you just would rather have one book or 2 or 3, this is a great option because, again, it's one book, but there are tons of stories in here. So this one's kind of cool. It actually kind of has almost like look and finds on each page. I think there might be real look and finds in here, but again, we're on page 221, and it's about 3/4 of the way through. So it looks like there's 360 pages in this book. So plenty of stories to keep you occupied without having to have lots of bookshelves. Billy B. Brown. This is by far my 5-year-old's favorite series. There are a lot of books in this series. I think something
15.
Yeah, 15. Yep. But she loves them. They're chapter books, but they're meant for little kids. So big, big words. It's not a lot to read, but she just loves it because I think she can just get into it, and she feels like she could be Billy B. Brown, and Billy B. gets into a lot of crazy, kooky adventures. She's a ballerina or just all sorts of fun stuff. Again, it's a chapter book, so it's great for bedtime because you don't have to read the whole book. You could just say we're going to read 2 chapters tonight or 1 chapter, because sometimes bedtime can be 45 minutes. Sometimes you just want to go to bed yourself, so it's 5 minutes. And this is another cool one that we just barely got because my 2-year-old started getting into Billy B. So this is Billy B for little kids. It is a younger version of Billy B when she was a little kid, and so it's more geared towards my 2-year-old. So she's a lot more interested in this one than she is in the older one because it's a lot more colorful, a lot more pictures and everything, as opposed to more of a story. So that one's pretty cool. We'll probably be getting those because we already have the other complete series, but I'm sure we'll be getting the series for the younger kids. Ocean Animals. This one's cool. It's a flippy floppy, lift a flap fun book. This, not just for kids. I think this is rad. So it starts out and it shows you what you're going to end with, but as you go along, you flip these flaps, and then so you start out with looks like a squid, and then if you notice, every time you flip a flap, it adds to and it uses what was already on that page, and then you get a shark, and then you get that, and then as you keep flipping, now all of a sudden you now have what was the original thing is now on that page. So it's just crazy how somebody had the time to put that together, how they figured we're going to make a whale out of a penguin and out of a seal, and then it becomes a shark, and then it's a whale. Somebody was smart enough to figure all that out, not me. Super cool book. Again, kids love it. They love Lift the Flaps. Who's next? My 2-year-old loves this book, and honestly, she's better. She's better at it than I am. I've read this at least 20 times, and I still can't tell. It'll always say, you know, the cat just came in, and who's next? I can tell you that that is an owl. But there's some of them where, you know, I can never remember. But she'll always know. And it's cool because it's constantly changing, so I like to quiz my little 2-year-old as we're going here. You know, somebody's leaving, somebody's coming in, but it's kind of fun to listen to her, you know, different, what she calls a cat, or a butterfly, as she likes to say. And it's cool, you know, to sit there and say, you know, what does an elephant say? If they like to make animal noises, it's fun. It's a fun one to go through. And I can draw animals. They have a lot more of these. Humans, how to draw all sorts of different stuff. It's pretty cool. They just kind of go through, super simplified for kids. It's even done in crayon because that's, you know, what kids play with. But teaches kids how to even draw lions or, you know, bunnies and stuff like that. And finally, Nibbles. Both of my kids love this book. It actually comes with a big stuffed animal, which they are currently playing with right now upstairs, which is why they're not, well, you can't hear them. Starts out with Nibbles. He is a book-eating monster, and oh no, he gets let out of his box. And then, as the book goes along, he is constantly eating through the pages and eating books, and all the way through, you find a library, and he just keeps going through. Again, there's holes through everything, and then it ends with him eating through this book. And I need to go find him. It's fun. It's a cool book. Again, these are all my kids' favorites from what we have right now. So, yeah, we'll see you guys later.